Okay, Jawad. So as discussed in our last class, I said that today we will be doing one question on manufacturing, and so it is. I have picked one question on manufacturing from June 24, paper double two. Okay, June 24, paper double two, and it's question number two of manufacturing account. Okay, it is a full question of manufacturing, and in the first part they have asked us to prepare the manufacturing account. Okay, for the get and get, January 24, it carries 9 marks. Okay, so we know that in manufacturing account, if they ask us to prepare a manufacturing account, we will include only only those items that are related to the factory. Okay, हम सिर्फ वो चीजें इंक्लूड करेंगे जो कि फैक्ट्री से रिलेटेड होंगी, लाइक रॉ मटेरियल लेंगे जो कि फैक्ट्री में बनता है। ओके, एक्सपेंसेस सारे वो लेंगे जो फैक्ट्री में यूज होते हैं। ओके, तो यहाँ पर आपको ये बात समझनी पड़ेगी। उसके बाद 9 मार्क्स के बाद आफ्टर दिस वी हैव सेकंड पार्ट इन विच वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर एन इनकम स्टेटमेंट, बट इनकम स्टेटमेंट मे बी वी ओनली नीड टू प्रिपेयर द ट्रेडिंग सेक्शन। Trading section is known as till gross profit. Okay, income statement till gross profit is known as trading section. Okay, trading section. It carries 5 marks, and then we have few theory questions of 6 marks down together. So it is a 20 mark question. So first of all, we are given with three additional information which are adjustment. So as per the format, the first adjustment is the closing stock adjustment, which they have provided as raw material at year end, work in progress at year end, and finished goods at year end. These are the three materials. These are the three in inventory: raw material, work in progress, and finished goods at year end. Okay. Our year start is January 1st, Jan 24 is our year start, and our year end is 31st December 2024. So, second adjustment, they say that rent and insurance are to be apportioned to 2 upon 3 to the factory and 1 upon 3 to the office. So tell me that why this apportionment is important to us in the first part. Do you know why it is important? This apportionment is important for the first part, but why?
I
Mhm. बोलो बोलो। बोले आप बोले क्या बोल रहे थे?
पता नहीं।
यार आवाज कट रही है, टाइप कर लो, प्लीज टाइप करके बता दो क्या रीजन है। मैंने वैसे रीजन लिख दिया है, लेकिन आप बताओ।
नहीं नहीं मैं
चलो, वैसे आपके योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर, आप टाइप कर लेना, ठीक है। यहाँ चैट बॉक्स पे अपने रिस्पॉन्सेस टाइप कर लेना, मैं यहाँ से देख के बता आपके रिस्पॉन्सेस यहाँ देखूंगा, ठीक है। आवाज़ आपकी समझ नहीं आ रही है यार, इसलिए ठीक है। तो ये मैंने अपॉर्चुनिटी इसलिए ज़रूरी थी। अच्छा, नहीं पता। अपॉर्चुनिटी इसलिए ज़रूरी है बिकॉज in the first part we have to prepare manufacturing account in which only those items are included that are recorded in the factory. So rent and insurance expense is an overall expense of office premises as well as factory premises. But in the first part of manufacturing account, we only include those expenses that are incurred in the factory only. Okay. So rent and insurance का 2/3 पोर्शन जो है वो फैक्ट्री में इंक्लूड हुआ है, फैक्ट्री में इनकर हुआ है। सो इन द एक्सपेंस पोर्शन वी विल इंक्लूड द 2/3 टू द फैक्ट्री। ओके, गॉट माय पॉइंट? ओके, देन जनरल एक्सपेंसेस 2/3 वर अनपेड, so it means that 2/3 are unpaid, so it is an accrued expense. Accrued expense of what? Accrued expense of general factory expense. So general factory expense is wholly related to factory. Okay, so it is wholly a factory expense. So no apportionment, no apportionment is needed. Okay, this whole expense will go in manufacturing account. 235 is accrued, So general factory expenses 6.55. We will include 235 here. Okay. Now, last adjustment is factory machinery is depreciated at 25% using RBM method. Okay. So factory machinery by name it says factory machinery. So this depreciation, so we will say that whole depreciation on factory machinery is included in the part A. Okay, because it is a machinery which is used in factory. So, as per the format of manufacturing account, we will calculate the cost of production. Okay, to manufacturing account, we need to calculate the cost of production. So the form method is we write cost of, this is the heading, cost of material consumed is the heading. Under this heading, we will include two things. Okay. Under this heading, we will include two things. The first thing will be opening inventory of raw material, opening inventory of raw material. Okay. I have given short form of raw material is RM, and in future I will be writing RM instead of full raw material. Please take a picture of this question ताकि वो बार बार नीचे आना ना पड़े. अब ले ले लिए पिक्चर. ओके. तो आफ्टर टेकिंग द पिक्चर हम नीचे आ जाते हैं और एक साथ ही सारे क्वेश्चन करेंगे. के ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल इज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. आप देख के बताओ कितनी गिवन है. वो ट्रायल बैलेंस में इट इज इंक्लूडेड ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल विच इज 12,400. ओके. 12,400 is the opening stock which is given in the trial balance. ऊपर ही दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, फर्स्ट लाइन में it is the opening stock. Then we write purchase of raw material. Okay. After opening stock, we write purchase of raw material. We write purchase of raw material. Okay. And how much is the purchase of raw material? It is given on the fifth line. After opening stock, we are given with the purchase which is 143,000. Okay, 143,000. Then we will add both. We will add both. 12,400 plus 143,000. We get 155,400. We get 155,400. Then as a result, we will write less closing stock of raw material. We started with opening stock. We add the purchase of raw material. Then we will write the closing stock. Closing stock is given in the adjustment number 1, which is raw material is 11,205. 11,205. Then as a result, we will subtract the 155,400 figure with closing stock, which is 11,205. We'll get 144,735. Okay, 144. Just wait. 155,400 minus 11,205 is 144,195. Okay, 144,195. We will write over here 144,195. 144,195. Okay. Then we will write heading of less expenses. Okay. We'll give an heading of add expenses because this is also an expense. Okay. This is also a cost. Cost of raw material consumed. This is 144,195. Then we will add all add expenses
add expenses, and in the bracket I'm writing all factory related expense. Okay, only factory related expense we will add it. Okay, समझ आ रही है बात आपको? हम सिर्फ वो एक्सपेंस ऐड करेंगे जो फैक्ट्री में इनकर हुए हैं. ओके, तो फर्स्ट एक्सपेंस ऑफ फैक्ट्री given in the question is what? Is wages of factory supervisor 19,000. Is this factory supervisor is 19,000. Okay, 19,000. 19,000. Then second we are given with factory electricity. See, ये electricity expense incur हुआ होगा factory में. So this is an expense which is wholly related to the factory. Factory electricity. Okay, factory electricity. See, I will include only those expense which is related to the factory and it is incurred at factory premises only. By word you can see. Factory electricity, how much? 16,000. How much? 16,000. Then I will include rent and insurance. Okay. But in the adjustment number 3, I guess, they have given us the proportionate fraction. They say that 2 upon 3 relates to factory. Okay. They say 2 upon 3 relates to factory. So rent and insurance is to be apportioned by 2 upon 3. So what is the figure for rent and electricity? 16,200. We will multiply 16,200 with 2 divided by 3 because they say that 2 upon 3 pertains to factory. Okay. So 16,200 into 3 into 2 divided by 3, we get 10,800. Okay, we get 10,800 as a amount of expense to be included in the factory expense. 10,800. Okay.
Assalamualaikum Simra, मैंने एक क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट कराया है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का and I have did more than 50% of the part A. Okay, I will stop when I am done with part A and I will re-explain from the start. Okay, so till now I am on the expenses. So आप यहाँ से लिखना शुरू कर लो और मैं फिर आपको स्टार्ट से समझाऊंगा once I am done with part A. Okay, ये part A ही चल रहा है.
Okay, so Jawad, see, and Simra, see, I will first part they have asked us to prepare the manufacturing account through which we will get the cost of production. So I started with opening stock of raw material. I added with the purchase of raw material. These all are given in the question. Okay. Simra, please take a picture of this page so that we can see the information which is given. So Jawad, in the opening stock was given over here. We added the purchase of raw material over here. Then we subtracted the closing stock of raw material which is given in the addition number 1. Then we came on the expenses part. On expenses, first, all expenses should be included in part A, which is wholly pertain to the factory, not office or premises. Okay, only those expenses we will include in part A, which is incurred in factory. Like factory supervisor is an expense of the factory. Factory electricity is an expense of the factory. Okay. Then after that, we are on the rent and insurance. And rent and insurance, they have told us in addition number 2 that 2 upon 3 pertain to the factory. So the rent and insurance amount over here is 16,200. We came over here and we write 16,200 into 2 upon 3 is 10,800. Okay. Then the fourth expense which pertains to the factory is general factory expense. Okay. General factory expense is also given in the trial balance. In general factory expense, remember there is one adjustment. They told us that at the year end, general factory expense of 235 were unpaid. So it is an accrued expense. So we came over here and we added the general factory expense for 235. So 6155 plus how much? 235. It is 6390. 6390 is the general factory expense, okay, 6390, okay. Then after that, I will write the depreciation on factory machinery. By word factory machinery means it is a machine which is used at factory. So whole depreciation will be included in part A, okay. So method of depreciation was RBM. RBM, what we do, we take NPV and multiply it with the percentage of 25%. NPV of factory machine is how much? 1,000, 120,000, 1,20,000 minus 52,500. So NPV of factory machine is 120 minus 52.5 is 67,500 is the NPV of factory machine. So 67,500 is the NPV. So for depreciation, we will make formula of NPV is 67,500 multiplied by 25%. Okay. I am also showing the working over here so that you can see for difference. 67,500 multiplied by 25% is 16,875. Okay. Is 16,875 is the depreciation on factory machinery. Apart from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expense, no other expense is given which is pertaining to factory. See, I have not taken factory operatives because these are those people who work in office, not factory. Okay, they are the operating people, not they are the office people, not the factory workers. I have not taken sales staff because sales staff are those who do not work at factory, who work in office. Okay, so this expense is not included in the manufacturing account. I included the factory electricity because it is a cost which is incurred as electricity. I included rent and insurance, but I was given with the apportionment fraction, so I apportioned that and took that value in the manufacturing account. Then I took general factory expense in which one adjustment was there. I had to add this unpaid amount 235 and 6155 and took this expense. Then I was given with the rate of depreciation of factory machinery of 25% using RBM method. In RBM, we take net book value 1,20,000 minus 52,500 is the 67,500 is the NPV. We take multiply with the 25% to get the depreciation on factory machinery. These were the adjustments which I did. Now I will add these 5 expense one by one. 19,000 plus 16,000 plus 10,800 plus 6390 plus 16,875. So 69,065 is the total expense. Okay. Now what I will do, I will add the cost of material consumed. इसका answer को I will add with this one. Okay. I will add the total answer over here. 1,444,195. Okay. 1,44195 plus 69,055. 213,60. 260. 213,260. Okay. Then what I will do, I have taken the opening stock of raw material over here and closing stock of raw material over here. But two more inventory are given. One is raw work in progress and the second is a finished good. So we will not take finished goods in the manufacturing account because finished good is the final outcome of the manufacturing. So no need to include this finished good inventory. But work in progress we will include. Okay. So work in progress opening stock is given and work in progress closing stock is also given over here. Opening stock is given work in progress 16,970. So we will add opening stock of raw material, add opening stock of work in progress. How much is given? It is given 16,970. 16,970. ओके, तो ऐड कर देते हैं 213,260 plus 16,970. How much? 230. 230 is the answer over here. 230,230. Then, as we have added the opening stock, we will subtract the closing stock. Less closing stock of work in progress. ठीक है? So closing stock of work in progress is how much? In addition number one, it is 17,682. So we will less 17,682. Okay. So we'll come over here and we'll minus 230,230 minus 17,682. And we get a final answer of 212. Just wait. Wait a second. Okay. We get an answer of 212,548. 212,548. Okay. 212,548. Now I will add the direct wage expense. Okay. Direct wage, which is 51,000. Okay. 51,000. Factory operatives means the factory wages which we have paid. Okay. 51,000. So 51,000 I will add over here. Add factory wages, and that will be the answer for part one. 51,000. तो इसका आंसर क्या निकलेगा लास्ट में? कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. ये हमने जो इतना मेहनत करी है, द पर्पस वॉज टू कैलकुलेट द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. दैट्स वाई हम एक ही करके सारे एक्सपेंसेस को ऐड कर देते हैं. ओके. 263,540. 263,548. आप लोग उसको जरा कॉपी करें, इसको जरा देखें कैसे करें इस क्वेश्चन को. स्टार्टिंग विद द ओपनिंग स्टॉक ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल, आई एडेड परचेजेस, सब्ट्रैक्टेड द क्लोजिंग स्टॉक, देन आई एडेड ऑल एक्सपेंस. अच्छा, इसको ना फैक्ट्री वेजेस को मुझे ऊपर ऐड करना था कहीं पे, मैंने करना भूल गया था, तो मैंने इसको एंड में करा 51,000 को. ओके. बाकी फिर मैंने सारे एक्सपेंसेस को ऐड करा. उसके बाद मैंने ओपनिंग वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस को ऐड करा, क्लोजिंग वर्किंग प्रोग्रेस से माइनस करा, और लास्ट में आंसर आ जाता है कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. ओके. तो आप चाहो तो 51,000 को कॉपी करते वक्त कहीं ऊपर यहाँ पर कहीं ऐड कर देना, तो वो भी सही है. ठीक है. प्रेजेंटेशन में इसको आप कहीं यहाँ पर ऐड कर दो, दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन. ओके. आई हैव एडेड 51,000 इन लास्ट, बट इफ यू वांट यू कैन ऑल्सो ऐड इट ओवर हेयर, एनीवेयर ओवर हेयर. So this will include in this value. Okay. Then you just need to add a work in progress opening, subtract with the closing work in progress to get the answer of cost of production. Okay. Just remember that in this cost of material consumed, you need to add these expenses, not subtract, because these both are the cost. Okay. These both are the cost. दोनों कॉस्ट हैं तो ये ऐड होंगी आपस में. इसको इससे ऐड करो, उसके बाद ओपनिंग वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस में ऐड करो एक और दफा, और क्लोजिंग से माइनस करके नेट आंसर दिखा दो. ओके. यू नीड टू ऐड दिस कॉस्ट ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल कंज्यूम्ड with the total amount of expense. Then you need to add with the opening stock of work in progress, then subtract with the closing stock of work in progress to get the cost of production. So just take 2 minutes or 3 minutes to skim through, and any questions, so please ask. Okay, so after this part, we are given with one more part, which is trading section. Okay, we have to prepare the Toya's income statement trading section only. And trading section simply means we have to prepare income statement, but till the gross profit. Okay, we have to prepare the income statement till the gross profit only. Okay, हमें income statement बनानी है over here till gross profit, because they have asked us to prepare the income statement till gross profit. So as per the format, income statement of this manufacturing account will start from revenue. So revenue in this question is how much? 390, 100. 390, 100. Okay. Okay. Then income statement. In income statement, always remember that opening stock will come, like stock will come of manufacturing. Okay. Cost of sales को मैंने heading डाल दी, इसको मैं वो कर देता हूँ. Cost of sales. Okay. Always remember in income statement we will write the opening stock of what? Of finished goods. Okay. Opening stock of finished goods. As you people saw that I have used the opening stock and closing stock of raw material in the manufacturing account. I also use the work in progress inventory opening and closing in manufacturing account. Only the last inventory was remaining as per the question, which is of finished goods. So opening stock of finished good given in the question and trial balance is 14825. 14825. Okay, 14825. आप लोगों ने पिक्चर ली है ना क्वेश्चन की, दोनों ने. उसके बाद आई विल राइट एड कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. जो मैंने इतनी मेहनत करी थी ऊपर कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन निकालने के लिए, वो आंसर आया था मेरा 263548, और वही मैं यहाँ लिखूंगा 263548. 263548. Okay, I will use my answer for the first part over here. 263548 was the cost of production, and I will add it with opening stock over here. Opening stock is 14825 plus cost of production is 263548. So my answer is of opening stock plus cost of production is 278373. 278373. 278373. Okay. Now I will subtract the closing stock less closing stock of finished goods only. Of finished goods only. ठीक है, बात समझ आ रही है आपको? So opening, so the closing stock of finished goods given in addition number 1 is how much? It is 13. It is 13480. 13480 is the closing stock. Okay. So 278,373 minus closing stock is 13480. So my answer is 264893. 264893. I will subtract revenue from this amount, so I'll get GP. Okay, revenue is 390, 100. So my gross profit is 125207. Okay, 125207 is my answer for gross profit. और इतना ही मुझसे मांगा बता ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट. ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट is still gross profit, which I have done. Okay, I use revenue. I added the opening stock of finished goods. I added the cost of production as per part A. I subtracted the closing stock of finished goods to get the gross profit. 5 नंबर का देखो कितना सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन था, बस 5 चीजें लिखनी है और क्वेश्चन को एंड करना है. यू विल गेट द 5 मार्क्स. नथिंग. कितनी हुआ डेट. You can take pictures and ask any question if you want to. Okay, if they did not tell you, they did not mention the trading account in case. They only say prepare income statement. So we need to prepare full income statement till net profit. So till net profit, we will less what? We will less the expenses. Okay, we will less the expenses. Okay, and all expenses, office expenses also. Okay. we will less all office expenses only, okay? Because in this value, in this 263,548 in this cost of production, all factory expenses has been added, right? So less expenses की heading डालेंगे and we will include all office related expense. So in this question, office related expense over here is, I can see the sales stuff, which is office related expense, and rent and insurance का जो apportionment हमें दिया हुआ था 1/3 relates to office. So 1/3 into the rent and insurance figure is an office expense. So there are two office expense. Sales staff expense is an office expense, and rent and insurance का specific portion is a expense for office. So there are two expenses which needs to be subtracted if they do not ask us to prepare the trading account. So we need to prepare full income statement and net profit. Okay. Done. Till here, any question? Please tell me on the chat box. Okay. Now see, next part they told us that the factory produced 6936 doll houses during the year January 24. Calculate the manufacturing cost of each doll house. Round up your answer to the nearest dollar. So देखो cost per unit they are asking. They are asking us to prepare the calculate cost per unit. And we know formula for cost per unit is cost divided by number of units produced. Okay. Cost upon number of units will give us cost per unit, right? So cost of the production given in part A, which we have calculated, is 263,548. Okay. 263,548 is the cost of production. So we'll write 263,548 as a cost, and we'll divide with the number of units. So how many units they have produced? 6936. So we'll divide it with 6936 to get the manufacturing cost per doll. Okay. We'll take the total cost of the production of doll is 5,263,548, and we divide it with the number of doll produced 6936 to get the manufacturing cost per doll. It is around 38. Okay. Rounded off to 38 per doll. Okay. $38 per doll is the answer for this question. Manufacturing cost of each doll house, they are asking us. We calculated the total cost of production. We divided with the number of unit of per doll. Number of unit given is 6936. We divide cost upon unit to get the cost per unit. Okay. And what is the unit over here? It is doll house. Any question till here? Then we are given with a 5-mark question. Advise Toya whether or not she should buy the year's inventory. Okay. Justify your answer by providing 2 points for and 2 points against of buying this inventory. So we have to give 4 points for, okay, and against, okay, 4 points and against point. So for what is the question? It is saying that either a competitor of Toya's has decided to cease trading, उसने अपना business बंद करा. He has offered to sell his inventory of finished good to Toya at a discounted price in return of immediate cash payment. The total price of these items was 96,000. Toya has 1415 in his bank account. तो अगेंस्ट में क्या है, उसको कैश में चाहिए सारी चीजें. ओके. शी वांट इमीडिएट पेमेंट इन कैश. So we have to advise whether he would buy or not. Okay, he want cash payment, but he will give some discount. So against point में ये आएगा कि Toya does not have sufficient bank balance, so he should not go with the purchase of कैश इन्वेंट्री, ओके। एंड फॉर में क्या आ जाएगा, फॉर में ये आ जाएगा कि एज एज Toya will get discount, this will reduce the cost of production and increase profit, so he should go with it। देखो ना, ऑब्वियसली बात है, डिस्काउंट पे कोई चीज परचेज करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली बात है प्रॉफिट हमारा इंक्रीज करेगा। बट नेगेटिव पॉइंट ये भी है कि वो कैश में उसको चाहिए, शी वांट द पेमेंट इन कैश एंड द टोयाज बैंक बैलेंस इज इनसफिशिएंट, सो दिस विल लीड टू कैश कैश शॉर्टेज, ओके। फॉर्म में हम ये भी लिख सकते हैं कि टोया कैन कैन टेक अ शॉर्ट टर्म लोन फाइनेंस फ्रॉम बैंक टू परचेज द डिस्काउंटेड इन्वेंट्री। भाई लोन लेके वो काम कर सकती है ना, लोन ले ले अभी और क्या करे, इन्वेंट्री खरीद लिए, बिकॉज शी हैज टू अवेल द डिस्काउंट, डिस्काउंट मिल रहा है ना, तो डिस्काउंट अवेल करने के लिए शी कैन टेक अ शॉर्ट टर्म लोन, ओके। ये पॉइंट आ गया फॉर्म में। पिक्चर ले लो आप लोग इसकी। अगेंस्ट में ये आ जाएगा कि इफ शी इज बाइंग एडिशनल स्टॉक तो इट मे लीड टू एडिशनल एडिशनल स्टोरेज कॉस्ट, स्टोरेज कॉस्ट फॉर सोया, सोया की स्टोरेज कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी क्योंकि उसको अब अपना मटेरियल तो वेयर हाउस में रखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वो और एडिशनल मटेरियल बाय कर रही है, ठीक है। इफ देयर इज एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज आस्क, अदरवाइज टेक अ पिक्चर ऑफ दीज theory points so it is clear to you, okay। You have to just think the for the points in favor and against and that is done, the job is done then। फेवर में कुछ बातें लिखो सोच कर कि क्या पॉसिबल हो सकता है, क्या बेनिफिट होगा। अगेंस्ट में कुछ सोच कर बातें लिखो, क्या नेगेटिव पॉइंट हो सकते हैं, एंड जस्ट कंक्लूड इट इन 1 2 लाइन फॉर ईच पॉइंट, ओके। प्लीज टेक अ पिक्चर। So it was a complete manufacturing account question, starting with the manufacturing account, then the trading account, then manufacturing cost per unit, and then with the theory of whether to